Good morning, seniors. Mr. P here. I just wanted to give you a little heads up on how to navigate through our projects that we have. These next two assignments, which are 26 and 28. So it's in our Unit 2 folder. If you scroll down, so I'm going to look at number 26 first. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of these directions. Whoops. So in Notability, sorry, that's my child's work right there. 26 looks like this. It says, is the U.S. ready to be a cash-free society? So if we look at these directions right here, it says you'll be investigating the economics and the impact of new technologies on our world. By investigating the compelling question, is the United States ready to be a cash-free society? You will evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of abandoning the dollar for new methods of payment. The performance tasks build on knowledge and skills throughout the course of inquiry and help you critically examine the different aspects of the issue. You will create an evidence-based argument about whether the United States is ready to be cash-free or not. Okay, so what you need to do with this, we have these three supporting questions. How would a cash-free society function? To what extent is the United States already cash-free? And what are the pros and cons of a cash-free society? So let me kind of scroll down here. So if you look at task 1, that's this right here. Okay, task 1, you need to do this. The question you're answering is this: how would a cash-free society function? This is what you need to do. You need to create a graphic organizer compiling information on how a cash-free society to work. Now notice that this is task 1. If I scroll down, here is a description of task 1, okay? And then if I scroll down even further, hang on. If I scroll down even further, I'm going to give you, let me go back up here. This is task 1. If you click on these resources right here, that'll help you answer question 1, okay? Or task 1. Now, if I go into task 2, as you can imagine, it's the same format. This is task 2. The question is, to what extent is the United States already cash-free? And then you're going to write a paragraph describing the areas of the United States economy where we're already cash-free. These are the resources you'll use for that. And if you need additional kind of explanation, here's where the explanation for task 2 is. And again, these are the resources that you'll use. Now, next thing for the third task, which is over here, what are the pros and cons? Okay, I'm on this section right here. What are the pros and cons of it? You're going to create a graphic organizer compiling information on the pros and cons of a cash-free society. These are your resources. Again, if we just kind of scroll down to the third section, that shows us again what the resources are that we're using and just describes the task, okay? So those are the three tasks, and then the final task, okay, I'll show you is right here. Final task. You're going to make an argument. Is the United States ready to be a cash-free society? Construct an argument, an infographic, that addresses the compelling question using specific claims and relevant evidence from contemporary sources while acknowledging competing views. So the work, let me just back up here. The work that you did in this one, and this one, all together come to help you answer this one, okay? Now, you're to answer it in an infographic. So I give you some examples down here, okay? So these are examples of infographics. So you have it's showing us in a nice organized way, easy to use. I'm suggesting strongly that you use either Adobe Spark Post or you use Notability, okay? So you're using Spark Post or, Post or Notability. Okay, and then so the way this layout should look, so here's some more examples, okay, of what they look like. It's on your document, you have it too. So when you finally, here's some more nice looking ones. See, look at those images, look really easily to understand, okay? So when you're looking at yours, this is what your document should end up looking like. So when you turn in your Adobe Spark Post, you should basically have the page broken down like this. Something like this. So this would be task 1, this would be task 2, and this would be task 3. Okay, so they should all be on there. So if you remember, this one was, this is pros and cons, the third one's pros and cons. This one right here is a paragraph, and then this one right here is a graphic organizer. And then finally, this is the area that would be the final task, okay? So what you end up turning in is either in Notability or, again, in Adobe Spark Post, something that looks kind of like this. where you have a graphic here or whatever, an image for task 1, then you'll have something for task 2, something for task 3, and then final thing is task 4, okay? So that is for number 26. Now if I go into back to Schoology, there is also one for 27. So if I go back to Schoology and if we get into 27, that's fine, or I'm sorry, 28, excuse me. You're just going to get that document and a notability. Don't worry about this student interest one, but you're going to be doing this one called Does It Matter What I Want to Be When I Grow Up? So when you get that one into notability, I'm just going to walk you through, again, like how that looks on your end. So let's just go to notability, and we're looking at number 28 now. And this follows the same format. So here's this map about where particular hot spots of jobs are and like what they're doing. And so what you're going to do is this. What economic trends have influenced the labor market demand? How are producers affected by labor market supply? And how do market forces interact with create wage price equilibrium? So just like the first one, here's the first question that we're going to be doing. What economic trends have influenced labor market demands? Your task lists and explain 5 major trends over the last 20 years. You're going to get those sources here. Okay, if you scroll down, they're all in here as well, okay? So they're all in here. So I actually give you all the resources in this one. So let's see how this is task 1. So supporting question number 1. This is all the information you need all in this document to make a claim here. So like this is still supporting question 1. This is source B. There's sources A and B, okay? So and this is source C for supporting question 1. Okay, and then when we finally get to see, look, there's so much data there. Now here's supporting question 2, source A. And if I keep scrolling down, this is supporting question 2, source B. And then we're gonna finally get to supporting question 3, source A, and so on, okay? So that's what this document is, and how you're gonna do it is very similar layout to what I showed you before. So you have tasks 1, 2, and 3, and the final task is right here. Another argument. Does it matter what I want to be when I grow up? Construct an argument, a detailed online poster, or whatever you want to do. I'm thinking still, again, Adobe Spark Post or a notability document. And what you're going to do is you're going to use relevant information from the sources that you used above. So what do I mean by that? So you take all the information that you gathered in task 1, 2, and 3, and then you answer this question. Does it matter what I want to be when I grow up? And then you're going to use evidence from these sources from above and the work that you did. And again, so the layout of this one should be very similar. It's going to look something like this. You're going to have, 3 tasks, and then your final task on the bottom. So task 1, task 2, task 3, and this is your final part right here, okay? Again, Spark Post or Notability. And that's it. These things are going to be due, we're looking at a week from today, so we're looking at Wednesday. We're looking at Wednesday of next week, okay? And here's a big heads up to anybody who's owes something, get that in. So now there'll be actually no leniency on any kind of late assignments or assignments that are not in. This is the time to get it done, okay? If you have any questions, email me or ask each other, and that's it. Okay, have a good day.